Hi there, this is Henry Smith here from IamWealthyandRich.com, where we teach how to understand the game of money and play it well. Now, what do we do here? What we're doing here is a video series about wealth creation in action. Now, the creation of a wealth creation portfolio is 7 figures. It's a journey. It's a day-to-day journey. I'm sitting with the window here open, so excuse the noise. Day-to-day journey. And it goes ups and downs and swings and roundabouts, as you saw in my last video. If you watched the last video, you'll see what I mean about the journey. But to get to that journey, you're going through all kinds of ups and downs and so on. But you just keep on the journey, you know. And so I've been documenting this from February 2021 this year, even though this portfolio was started in the middle of last year. And every day I just document it. The figures based on today and yesterday, and the increase forward or backwards. And I started video documenting it just for my own satisfaction. And so that's what I'm doing today. And then I talk about things, you know, which I see on my journey. So I discuss various things, whether it be a mindset issue or a business strategy issue, or anything really to do with understanding the game of money. So what I'm going to do is share my screen right now. Before I do share my screen, I'm going to do the disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant or CPA. So do your own due diligence, your own research. Also, do understand that all investments carry risk. So do not invest more than you can afford to lose. Also, I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. So there's a difference. Got nothing against trading, but that's not something I do, and it's just buy and hold. So let's go and share this screen here. Hopefully it can give me the screen I'm looking for, which is this spreadsheet. So this is a spreadsheet I've been updating. I'll continue updating it, and what we're doing here is we're in green is when it goes forward on the previous day. Red is when it goes backward on the previous day. So as you can see, we had lots of times when it's gone forward for one day and backward the next day, and then forward for more than a week and then backward. And that's just the way the investment world, the markets goes. So here today we are on the 7th of June, and I get my figures from this page here. Comes in from a live feed, which is updated every 10 or so minutes. And this portfolio consists of one whole Bitcoin and an assortment of specially selected, specially researched alternative coins or altcoins. And that's the figure, total figure here. And what we have on the right-hand side is the pound sterling equivalent of the portfolio, or Great British pounds. Great British pounds. So one Bitcoin at the moment is 26,114 British pounds. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this figure here, 146,694.92, 146,694.92, 146,694.42. Let's see if I got that right. 146,694.42, 92. Where I get 42 from. So let's make that 92. And I'll bring this down here. I believe this is a bit low, a bit higher actually. Yeah, a little bit higher than yesterday. So it stays in the green. That's cool. And then we move over to the overall figure, 182,770.28. 182,770.28. I got that right. 182,770. So that's above yesterday's one. So that stays in the green. And what does that do to Bitcoin? Is that red or going to the red a bit? So that's red. That needs to be bold. So that's what we've got now. So the altcoins have gone up slightly, the Bitcoin has gone down slightly, and we've got an overall increase in the total portfolio for the cryptocurrency profits. So it's all good. So the market seems to be kind of going sideways at the moment, and it will go sideways for a while, and then eventually decide whether it's going up or down. And it probably may likely go down before it goes up. That's from observation, but we'll see. Whichever it decides to do, it's okay with me. What I want to talk about is, understanding a lot of, understanding what this is all about. The cryptocurrency space. You see articles like this, and we'll talk about this, and you need to understand what's happening. The financial monetary landscape system is going to change over the next few years in response to cryptocurrencies. So, the UK government are considering doing it, as well as many other countries are considering doing it. Basically, all of them have got together and had their meetings. So by the time they're talking about this, they've already decided. It's not a question that they might consider to see if there's no, that's just for fluff for the media. They've already decided what they want to do, and they're going to move over to do that. And I think I saw something here. Where I see it? I'm not going to go through the whole article, but basically, they've already decided. China have already started. Many countries they haven't perfected it yet. You need to understand they will never, ever replace Bitcoin, okay, or the major cryptocurrencies. But in terms of Bitcoin, they find it a threat. They don't understand it. They may one day learn to work with it. But the key about here's what they're talking about. 76. Sorry, that's for 2021 survey in the Bank of International Settlements, which brings together the world's central banks, found 86% are currently researching central bank digital currencies, and 14% are developing pilots to see how it would work in practice. So 86% and 14% is 100%. So they're all working on it. Okay, some are further than others. China has been experimenting with the digital yuan in a bid to muscle in on private payment companies, with the majority of Chinese people relying on digital payments. But basically, the UK one, they may want to call it Britcoin. They don't know what they're going to call it, but if they do, whatever they decide to call it, and I'll put a link to this article down below. It says here, what you need to understand is this: the current monetary system, because that would just be an extension of the current monetary system, just in digital form. And the biggest challenge to the current monetary problem is always a flawed system. It's a flawed system. The reason why? Because they print more money. They always print more money. And since 2020, since March 2020, the pandemic, the printing went into hyperdrive. Okay, hyperdrive. So as long as they print more money, it makes the existing money, it brings the value down. It dilutes the pool of existing money, which you have in your hand. So any money you have in your hand gets diluted. It's just the law of economics. Governments, banks, whatever, cannot overcome the law of economics, the law of supply and demand. If you oversupply, you will weaken the price. That's just a fact, and there's no way about it. And their solution to everything has been to print. And like I said, since the pandemic, they've been printing like crazy, and that's why this went upwards in such an upwards spiral that they stopped. This particular page has been discontinued. the M2 money supply. It's called the M2 money supplies. And this is for the United States. It's been discontinued. They don't show it anymore in the US because it's becoming too embarrassing to show it. So they just continue displaying the new graph, how it really looks. They only show it up at a particular time. But if you think, oh, this for the US, no. The same as the UK as well. The same thing has happened in the UK. The same thing has happened. March 20, the M1 money supply, M2 money supply, it was a sharp increase. No matter how you want to look at it. Let's go back here. Okay, that's something you can't get with Bitcoin. Okay, and that is something that with the with this central bank digital currency, they're going to be able to do the same thing. And like I said, what I left is highlighted. The idea is also attractive to some central banks to help them boost the impact of monetary policy. See, these guys like to use big words, all right, to confuse you. You know, you don't know what even you're saying. Help boost the impact of monetary policy. What does that mean? What it means, my dear viewers, it helps them to print more money. Helps them to print more money. It's easier because we use the term print. In a digital currency, they're not going to be printing money at all. It's going to be just press a button and it will just duplicate, because it's going to be digital. There'll be nothing to print. It's not, you know, we're going to move away from paper money in the digital money era. So the impact, it will boost the impact of monetary policy, such as negative interest rates or so-called helicopter money. Helicopter money is where the Bank of England would print money and hand it out to everyone in the UK. You understand? Which is what, see, they're admitting what they've been doing. But this printing has gone into hyperdrive, as I'm showing you here. They've been printing for years, okay? But this step here, my goodness, this was an incredible jump in printing, all right? And if you don't understand that, it is reducing your purchasing power. This is what you cannot get with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is designed to increase your purchasing power. Fiat money or government-controlled money is designed to reduce your purchasing power. And it's up to you if you want to accept it. I, for one, will not accept my wealth to be depreciated by the government. Now, I'm not, you know, governments can do whatever they want with their currency, but I know where I'm going to put my wealth. My wealth is going to be more in the digital, the cryptocurrency space, more than the government. I may have some money here in the government thing because you've got to use some of it. But the wealth, because you don't spend your wealth, I accumulate my wealth. If I wanted to spend some money, I can convert some of my wealth into money that I'm going to spend. That can go into the central bank digital currency, and they can do what they like with it. But the majority of my wealth will stay where it will be unaffected by things like this, by printing money. So when I've said made you know, videos before and talked about, and all of the banks want to get over 86% and the 14% means 100% of the banks want to get into it. Okay, and so that's why they don't actually, to an extent, don't understand. They don't like Bitcoin because it's going to interfere with them. It's a competition to them because it's quite the opposite of what they do. But eventually, their system will fail because they'll print so much money, and it's fine if, you know, if they'll print so much money that they'll devalue the pound, the dollar, and all these things to such a level that they'll be almost worthless. Like has happened in a lot of countries, like in the Latin America and Africa countries. A lot of these countries, the governments they have printed, they cover up with different names. What do they call it? Impact, they help boost the impact of monetary policy. Monetary policy, what the hell is that? Monetary policy, you mean printing, okay? Sometimes they call it government borrowing. You mean printing, okay? It's all printing. If you print money, the money value decreases. That's just the law. And now they want to be able to go to, what do you call it? A digital method where it'd be very, very attractive because they don't have to print it anymore, okay? They just have to press a couple of buttons and automatically they've multiplied it And but the economic effects still stand. The money will be increased, which means what you have will go down in value. You understand? It's just like, it's just like if you have a glass, you put some concentrated orange in there, and you put water in it, you're diluting it. That's what they're doing. They're diluting it. All this. What is the point? Yeah, cryptocurrencies are increasingly popular, but their value can be volatile, and they are not accepted by the payment. Bitcoin will be overseen. Britcoin will be overseen by the Bank of England. Would be the same banknote as a banknote, but in digital form. How is it different? Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are not. Sorry, Bitcoin rather is another cryptocurrencies are not backed by a real currency. Who wants to be backed by a real currency anyway? A real currency which can be printed and diluted. Okay, it's an asset in and of itself. It doesn't need to be backed. Okay, or an asset. Bitcoin will be tied to the pound. Well, let me tell you something. The pound, the dollar are going nowhere but downwards. Okay, so if they're just, for someone, and it's quite funny, before I actually started this kind of study and got into this, I knew nothing about how money works. Now that I've got myself more educated, I can see plain and clearly what they're up to and how money works and what it will do to wealth. I've seen, a long time ago, I didn't really understand it. I heard it for years about, what's happening to the pound and the dollar. I didn't understand. And it just sounded like gobbledygook. But I took some course, I took some study, and I've learned a lot about what's happening. It's like almost like old news now to me, but it's kind of comical. But most people are totally oblivious as to what this means. Your wealth is going to be stolen from you. That's what it means, okay? Your wealth can be stolen from you by being diluted, okay? If you have £100 or £1,000, and I make that equivalent to £300, that means I've stolen £700 from you. That is the power. That is what this does. Where the banks and all the banks would print money. Okay, that is what they do. They're stealing from you. Now, I'm not making this to be. Anyway, it's legalized stealing. They're allowed to. Okay, but the thing is, you don't have to put up with it. Okay, that's where it depends on where you put your wealth. If you put your whole wealth in their system, then they're allowed to. You've given them permission by default. But so that's why you need to look at. You're going to have some of the Britcoin or whatever they bring out, and whatever your coin is in your country, because you're going to be among the the 86% or the 14%. You're going to be one of them anyway. So you're all going to be doing it. But the question is, if you want to grow and preserve your wealth, you can't have all of your money relying on a system that allows the government to print money willy-nilly. You cannot do that if you want to become wealthy. You will never become wealthy. You will have money. You may have a lot of money, but it won't be worth much. Do you see what I mean? So understand there is no comparison to Bitcoin. There is, there's that picture I've got of Bitcoin. There is no comparison to Bitcoin. Okay, they're just playing a game, and they're just prolonging, making things easier for themselves, because it's much easier for them to take control of the monetary system in digital form. They can do it from one central point with a press of a button, than to have printing presses and factories and big vehicle lorries that go and collect all the money and all this stuff. They don't need to do that. They're just making a system easier for them. So digital, easy to manage, nothing to print, just press a button and it just does it. And that's great. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. You have an opportunity to protect, preserve, and grow your wealth. Okay? And where, nothing and nobody can stop you. Okay? So I suggest you take it. I'm not going to go into, I don't know what slide is after this, but you know, and understand this stuff. They're going to be once they actually do implement this. In fact, where's it going? Once they do implement this digital money to Britcoin or whatever it is in your country, there are risks, plenty of risk. But anyway, apart from the things that, you know, they're going to collect so much data about how you spend your money, there's going to be that big brother society. Okay. I'm not really worried about this because, to be honest, you've got nothing to lose. It's worthless anyway. I'm not worried about. It's worthless anyway, and they can replace it with the press of a button. What bothers me is that the system of printing money. Okay, system of printing money is a system that is flawed. It's something they have to do. They've been doing it time and all, and any system that does that has never survived. It is always gone to zero. Any fiat currency where it's relied on printing, that's never survived long term. And if you look at the value of where they were to the value of where they are now, I can show you some stats that can, you know, most fiat currencies, the best fiat currencies, have lost 95% of their value. You just don't know it. Okay, you just don't know it. But anyway, so anyway, let's just see if I can get to my this page I want you to go to. I am wealthyandrich.com. IamWealthyandRich.com. How to understand the game of money and play it well. You want to get it here? Scroll down and download this. You want to watch this video, by the way. But you want to scroll down here, and I've got some, you know, some videos of me and some videos. Where's the best one? There's some videos here anyway, in this category you can watch. But most importantly is this part. You want to get your millionaire mindset investment strategy now. Fill in this form, get it, apply it. You're going to get the millionaire mindset, develop that millionaire mindset and investment strategy to start protecting your money, moving your money, and preparing yourself to protect your money. And then once you've finished on that page, or the training on that page, request information about the altcoins strategy. We get you on a webinar that can show you exactly how you can 10x, 20x, 50x, even 100x your money with the altcoins. Okay, as opposed to just Bitcoin. So if you want to find out more about that, like I said, get yourself onto this site, IamWealthyandRich.com. And the I am wealthy and rich doesn't mean I, it means you. For me, it means I, because I'm talking about me. But when you're talking, you're talking about you. It's about you. So it's about whoever uses that word for themselves. You are wealthy and rich because you understand the game of money and play it well. So this is about to show you how to do that. And so that's really it, really. What I want to do, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, click the notification button, share this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.